I hope you're all having a good weekend. I've got a few people watching already, which is great. So this is the first time I've gone live on my channel. I hope the lighting and everything's alright. I have got a backup light, but that seemed too bright, so I'm trying to get the right angle, the right light and everything with my camera. So I hope that's okay. Let me know if it sounds okay, looks okay, because this is sort of a test for when I do future lives. So yeah, this is a Q&A session. So it's just finding out anything you want to know about me, really. Like I say, I've not been live before, so it is a test. So I'm a little bit nervous, but we'll see how it goes. See if we want to do more. I've basically got my live on my phone there, and I'm watching myself on my computer, and I've got my notes, and I can see my live comments on there as well. So. Limelight Vinty, good morning. Hope you are okay. Are you having a good weekend? Drink and Dive, Lindsay and Alvin, good morning. Ah, good. Seems to sound and look okay, which is great. So I'm up here in my little sort of office area. I don't do, well, I should introduce myself a little bit first, actually, before I get into that. So my name is George, and I run my business called George's Treasure Shed. And I am a part-time reseller on eBay, pretty much solely just eBay. I mess about on like Facebook Marketplace and things like that. Yeah, I do it alongside a full-time job, and I work out in my garage. So everything is literally contained in the garage and is not coming into the house. So, which is really good for like switching off, because with being part-time, you can find it sort of carries away with you, and you'll be sat there in the evenings sorting through stock and that. So I can literally shut the door and that's me done, and I can have family time or whatever. Woo woo, morning. How are we? A lazy weekend, they're the best ones. I always find like you get a few weekends where things are booked in and you're busy, and it's the weekend, then you're back to work, and then you're busy again. Sometimes it's nice to have a weekend where you're just not planned anything. Right, so yeah, like I was saying, this is Q&A. I've had some questions come in prior to the show, which is like from a YouTube post I put up and Instagram. I basically did that in case no one was watching. I think that's everyone's fear, that no one comes on and asks anything. But yeah, I'll be on for half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever, however long it lasts. Limelight Vinty, I'm a hobby seller. Do you have a set routine? I do and I don't. Basically, I have set days where I do postage, so I tend to wrap orders and take them to the parcel shop on set days. With regards to sourcing, photographing, sorting my stock out and stuff like that, it's literally as and when I've got half an hour here and there, I'll nip in the garage, do half an hour photographing one evening, come in when baby's gone to bed and whatnot. I might have half an hour, I can do some listings. Yeah, we've got a newborn who he is 12 weeks old now, so that stirred things up a bit and sort of not in a bad way, but it's obviously thrown in there with having to change our routine a bit. But that's fine. So yeah, it's here and there. But what I found, getting up a couple of hours earlier for my full-time job, getting out in the garage while they're all still asleep, doing what I need to do, and then that frees up my evenings for baby duties or cooking dinner or whatnot. So that's what I'd say with my routine. I don't really, I'm not that strict on it, which has its pros and cons. I can get carried away and do too much and not make time for family and my own time. But then also the last week or so, I haven't really been listing. I don't think I've listed anything consistently every day. So not having a routine, that's the con of that. Junie, good morning. You made me set my alarm. 2 hours sleep. I did drop in to the live last night for the virtual meetup, but I must have fallen asleep. So there we go. I'll keep an eye on the chat and I'll sort of drift between a few questions I've got, and we'll just have a bit of a morning waffle. So whether you're in bed or whether you're getting up, go make yourself a drink. And yeah, we'll just have a bit of a chat. So I was thinking about this, and I could make this into a regular thing. Probably not every Sunday, because Sundays is when I release my videos. But I might do a few weeks of videos, then do a live and sort of have it like a Sunday morning breakfast kind of chit chat about what's happened in the week, stuff like that. We'll see how it goes, see if I get many viewers or whether people like that idea. Let me know in the comments. Is it morning? 2 to 3 hours on a good night. An adult kid called Paul, my husband. I was going to say, we've got a newborn and I get a bit more sleep than that. He's doing really well though. He only kind of gets up one time in the night at the moment, which we can deal with. When he was really young, it was like every 2 to 3 hours. So you never really drift off into a deep sleep. You kind of like half asleep all the time. You'll literally be changing nappies in your sleep and you don't even know you're doing it. It's very weird. So we'll head into our first question and then I'll catch up on the chat like I said. And the first question from YouTube comes from WooWoo7649. Hello to you. If you're in or whether you're going to watch back or something. Their question is, what do you do as a full-time job and does it bring anything to your eBay business? So where do I start on this one? So I've always worked in sort of engineering, manufacturing, making things, factories, kind of things like that since I left school. I've had a few different jobs like that. Yeah, I did work in factories and stuff, and I had one job for about 5 years, and I ended up being sick of going to the same place every day and doing the same shift and making the same stuff. And yeah, I wasn't going anywhere. So I wanted to get out and see a bit of the country. And I was aware of these jobs at sort of like site-based construction sites and traveling, staying away and things like that. So I found something like that. So currently I work for a company who design, manufacture and install flood defense equipment and sort of land drainage equipment for farmers' fields, and also equipment for fish migration. So fish and eels have a season in the summer and they migrate, and we make all the equipment that goes in the rivers, and we install equipment to pump out from farmers' fields to keep them dry, and we also fit equipment on the coasts so the water goes out to the sea and doesn't come back in and stuff like that. So yeah, I could talk about that all day, but that's explaining what I do as a full-time job. So I work all over the country. I've been to Northern Ireland, I've been to the top of Scotland, all down south. There's nowhere we won't go really. So yeah, and I really enjoy seeing the country. I've done that for a couple of years now, and you know, the places I've been, in the 5 years of my other job, I hadn't travelled that far. So it's really nice to get out and see places. So that's what I do as a full-time job. Does it bring anything to my business? Now I've had a bit of a think about this, and all I can really think of is sort of just your sort of self-confidence. So having a full-time job compared to being a full-time reseller, I've got that interaction with customers, with workmates, colleagues and things like that, which kind of builds up your confidence of talking, approaching people and things like that. Some people are natural at it. With me, it takes a bit of time. I'm quite a naturally kind of like nervous kind of person. So having that experience helps me in the way where going into shops and buying things and car boots and interacting with people. I know it sounds daft, but like going back 5 years or so, if I was going to a shop, I would hate the interaction of dealing with the checkout and things like that. It might sound silly, but so I feel that that all works together quite well. The other side of it is I get packaging, boxes, bubble wrap, stuff that they were throwing out anyway. Obviously, I'm not pinching stuff. It's just anything, boxes that they're not going to reuse, and anything that goes in the bin, I can reuse. And yeah, they're saving space in the bin. I'm doing the bit for the planet. I know it's getting recycled anyway, but I'm giving it another reuse, if you like. So yeah, that's everything I can really cover on that question, I think. Woo, you are in the chat, so nice to see you. Let me have a look at what people have been saying. Drink and Dive, give it a thumbs up. Yeah, I'd really appreciate that. If you are new and you're not subscribed, you're watching and you haven't seen me before, after the live, go onto my channel, check out my other videos. It's all reselling and dumpster diving based. I sort of put that into one category because that's everything I do. And yeah, it just documents sort of vlog style videos of what I get up to. And then I'll also do videos focusing on certain subjects as well. I try and upload every Sunday morning, and I try and keep the content kind of varied. So yeah, this is something new. This is a live I'm doing that I've not done before. Knackered Junie, these party weekends are tiring, but you wanted to be here to support me. I appreciate that. Yeah, you've been live the last couple of nights. I really enjoyed being on Lindsay and Alvin's live on Friday. That was good fun. They normally go live on Saturday, but there was another one on. So yeah, I enjoyed that. So that might become a regular occurrence if everyone wants to see me there. Junie, not silly. I know where you're coming from. Yeah. But people at work and that are saying I've come on really well, interacting with people. Rummage around, Kieran. Hello, how are we? Woo, best find in a dumpster. That is coming up very soon. That was someone's question. All good here, about to hit a car boot in a minute. I've not been to any boot sales this year yet. There's a couple of local ones to me. One's on all year round and one's just started, but their fields have been flooded. I'm based in sort of Nottinghamshire, Lincolnshire border, and yeah, the last couple of weeks we've been hit with a lot of flooding, which is quite ironic when I've just told you what my job is, but yeah, moving on. Okay, so I've got questions written down and we've also got questions coming in on the chat. So Limelight Vinty, what items do you sell the most of? Now, yeah, people talk about this. Some people niche down and just sell books or just toys and games, just electricals, things like that. And I started off with sort of video games and things like that. I've probably been doing reselling for about 4 years or so properly. And all I can say is just start off doing something you know about. I knew about video games and consoles and things like that. Started to buy them, started to sell them, started to get to know the value, games to look out for, started doing that. And then I sort of branched out into different areas, started learning a bit more about other things, toys and games, things like that, vintage items. And it's come to a point now where I don't sort of narrow down on anything. I'm pretty much like an everything reseller. Anything that's got some money in it, I'm interested in picking it up and flipping it online. So I hope that covered that. What items do you sell the most of, though? With me selling literally everything, I'd say toys and games is a big category for me, and also electrical, sort of hi-fi equipment. I love all that kind of stuff. I like a bit of media as well because it's easy to post, it's easy to store. DVD box sets, CDs. I try and have a range. Like I've kind of said this year that I don't want to do any items that are under £10 because it gets to the point where it's not worth storing it. It's not worth having that listing. So I'm trying to not do anything under $9.99, but I do like to have a range of prices. I've got no restriction on that, because I find that the cheaper items brings in the sales for the more expensive ones, so they help each other out. Rummage around and move now. I'm north. It was lovely to have you on, and little Finley. And my wife's commented saying little Finley's watching me. Northwest, Kieran. So whereabouts are you? See, we're all dotted about the country. Junie, would you take the leap and be a full-time reseller? That's basically the same as another question I've got written down, so we'll cover that now. I'll read your comment out. If you could be a full-time reseller, would you take the leap to do that, or do you prefer the mix-up of the full-time job, part-time reseller, part-time dumpster diver, and full-time daddy? I sound like a very busy man, and I am. And my answer to that question, even at the moment, is I like how it is. People will say, "Oh, you love what you're doing more than your real job. Just go and do that full time." And it's not as easy as that. I think the scale of my business at the moment, how it is now, I can only talk about how it is now, but definitely this year, I don't see myself doing anything drastic like that. I know people have been taking the leap recently, but I know the figures up here, and if I don't think it's going to work out, I know what all my outgoings are and things like that, and I just don't think it would work at the moment. Excuse me. What I like about it at the moment is I can pick it up and drop it down whenever I want. I've got that guaranteed full-time wage coming in, which we can all live off, so I don't need to do this as a part-time. If I really don't want to, if I don't want to do it 1 month, I can just shut my garage and just get on with my life and my other job. But I do enjoy doing it, but I can, like I say, I can do as much or as little as I want, and it's all a bonus to me. So I don't have that stress of, nothing sold today, is the mortgage going to get paid at the end of the month? Because my business isn't at that scale yet to be able to cover all them costs. So that would be my answer to that question. Why do I keep saying question? And with the dumpster diving and that, there's no set routine. It's just, like I say, a life with a newborn. You've kind of just got to fit in what you can as and when. So it'll be when I'm taking parcels to the parcel shop, there's some there. If I'm going to some other shops, or it's a Sunday morning on the way to a car boot, stuff like that. I tend to do it as I'm doing something else, just so it's better for, I'm not wasting fuel and I'm combining everything into one journey. So it's nice to see a load of comments in the chat. I was getting a bit worried that no one was going to join, but I know you're all there to support me, which is great. And I hope you are enjoying the Q&A. If you are, drop it a like. Check out my channel afterwards. And I hope I'm explaining everything very well in my answers. So let's have a look here. Junie, waving at Finley. You can't see me. Still waving. Limelight Vinty, another question. What's your least favourite task related to reselling, e.g. listing, cleaning, packaging, photos? That's a very good question, because we all love to go out and buy the stuff, and then we end up with a big death pile because, we don't want to touch it and faff about cleaning trainers and stuff like that. Least favourite task, I'd say it would be, with the dumpster diving, I kind of end up accumulating a lot of rubbishy stock that I don't want, and now and again I've got to clear that out, take it to the charity shop or box it up for a car boot and things like that. So it's sifting through what's worth something and what's not, what's going to make it onto eBay, what's going to get redonated, things like that. Least favorite task. Thing is that I like items where I can just pick it up, photograph it, store it, and sell it, and it's easy. If it needs cleaning, if it needs testing, if it's long-winded, that's where I sort of have a bit of a downfall. So to cover that, I'd say testing items, testing electricals and things like that, and fixing them, because a lot of the time it's like not worth the money or whatever. I've got a big record player. It's like a vertical one for DJs, like from the 80s. And I paid £40 for it. And it needed some new belts and it needed fixing. And I thought that'd be a nice project. Do a video on YouTube about it. And it's sat on the side. I've changed the belts and it still didn't work. And it's back on the side. And now I've moved it up to the top of the garage. Because it's one of them things. If it's fixed and it's fully working, it's worth £400. So that should be my incentive to get it sorted. But everything else has just taken a priority. The quick items where you can just snap a photo, get it listed, 30 quid, sold. All that quick stuff's taken a priority over dealing with an item that doesn't work. So I might just end up getting rid of it for spares and repairs for £100 or something. So, yeah, I need to be a bit more knowledgeable on fixing things up, I think. Limelight Vinty coming in with all the questions. I want to do them in order on the comments so I don't miss them. So, sorry if I will come to you if you've asked one, but I just want to do them in order. Are your profits just helping with monthly bills, or are you saving up for something? Now, we recently bought a house together, so we got married 2 years ago in April, and we bought a house together in the summer. So I had a previous house. I bought a house when I was 21. I'm 25 now, and yeah, we pulled together, bought one together. So we're paying off bits from that. We've got a credit card with a bit on that we're paying off. But generally, it tends to just be a full-time job covers the bills, and then this is a bit of play money, bit of holiday money, bit of going out, doing things like that. Obviously, I leave it so that the business has got money to grow and to buy stock and to develop and things like that. So that's where I'm at with that. Everyone's scenario is different, everyone's bills are different, everyone's got different commitments, and everyone's eBay business is at a different scale. So at the moment, I'm happy how it is. I'm happy what I'm doing. Drink and Dive, you're doing a fantastic job. I was worried about like slipping up, because obviously when you're filming and editing, sometimes I have a few takes on it and I can edit it and delete it and stuff. So I'm doing okay. I'm not rushing. I'm just taking my time. I've got my coffee. Guru, I think a bit of employment and reselling is sensible when bills to pay. Yeah. Like I say, the employment covers my bills, and the reselling is all extra. So I can pick it up. I can drop it off whenever I want. We've got a little special visitor Sunday morning.
He's a bit grumpy, to be fair.
He's a bit grumpy apparently, but for you, those of you who didn't see him the other day or just wants to see him, he's very confused because he can see himself on the computer. Here's little Finley. Drink and Dive, have you found anything weird or strange in the dumpsters? I have. Nothing too obscure. Like, I don't go into all the food ones, so I haven't come across rats or anything like that, because that I wouldn't manage that. But I am thinking of venturing out and checking some of the supermarket ones, because I see Lindsay and Alvin are getting bottles of vodka and stuff, so I'm all about that. So I might be venturing out a bit more. Random and strange, obviously I found like underwear and stuff like that, but nothing too obscure. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Junie, random question. When you were a wee school boy, what was the job you wanted to do when you grow up? Writing this knowing you're still very young. Yeah, what did I want to do at school when I was growing up? I was always into my sort of technology and DIY. So I think at one point I was going down the sort of apprenticeship route of sort of like joinery or bricklaying or learning a trade like that, electrician, something like that. I was always good with my hands, always good sort of hand-eye coordination or whatever you call it. Yeah, just building stuff. But I didn't know specifically, so I went to sixth form, did my A-levels, and then I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, so I got into engineering, and I've kind of just stayed in that kind of sector. Are you asking whether you have found a floppy mushroom, an aubergine, and a squeaky yes? I haven't found any of them, but I know Alvin's got a squeaky thing, and Lindsay gets her old floppy mushroom out now and again. But no, if I do find anything weird like that, I'll hang on to it. Woo, your toy contact, yeah, it's quite a good deal. It's like a mutual friend of mine, so they're downsizing their house, and they used to be sort of antiques dealers, doing the car boots, doing the toy fairs and things like that. And yeah, they're downsizing their house. They've got a ton of vintage toys that haven't been out the loft for a long time. And we've got a bit of an agreement where I take what I want, I sell what I can, and then we sort of split the money and whatnot. So yeah, and it keeps the store ticking over with some nice high quality vintage items. Like if you have seen the videos, the vintage Viewmasters that have been selling for between sort of £15–20. So that's something I've learned. If I see them at car boots 50p each, I'll be picking them up. And I had about 20 of them, and they've all sold now. So well done buying a house at 21. Yeah, thank you. As soon as I left school, as soon as I was sort of 16, I was working, earning a bit of money to pay for driving lessons and things like that. And I managed to buy the house when I was 20, and I had my 21st birthday party in there. Say bye to Finley. He's going to go to his mum. But yeah, me doing that has put us in a good stead for buying this place, really. If I didn't do that, then we wouldn't have this place because of money and whatnot. Junie, you're doing a fantastic for your first live. Thank you very much. Much better than I could. Well, you say that, but I thought that as well, and give it a go. I'm sure everyone will be there to support you, as well as myself. Hoping to go live next week. Very good. Right, I'm going to have a look at my notes, and then we will come back to the chat. Let's see what we haven't covered. So I had another question on YouTube. I'm not sure the username, LZUELO1 or something, Lazul. How do you take care of your paperwork and accounts? They're on about not wanting to pay for expensive software or input loads of figures into Microsoft Excel and things like that. And the simple answer to that is it depends on the scale of your business. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but my personal circumstances, the scale doesn't warrant any software, it doesn't warrant an accountant or anything like that. Basically, how I keep it nice and simple is I have one business bank account that all the money goes into. So all my eBay payouts, now my YouTube's monetized, that'll be going in there. anything that I've sold that is to do with the business, any business income will go into that account. Likewise, all my expenses will come out of the same money. So whether it's mileage in my car, because I track all business miles and pay myself a fuel allowance. I rent my garage space, so that comes out of there. And all the sort of postage costs for eBay, any expenses like that. If I buy packaging, if I buy any equipment, if I buy some scales, label printer, if I want to buy a new laptop, if I want to buy a camera, anything like that that is related to the business will come out as an expense. And then once a month, when I get a statement through, I will print that out, I'll file it away, I'll have a figure at the end of the month that I've made this money or I've had a loss that month or whatever. Sometimes you might look like you've had a loss because you've bought a lot of stock or whatever, but over the year it evens out. And then it's about this time of year you get you pay your tax and stuff, so you do your self-assessment and you just input all them figures and just keep all your bank statements. If I take any cash out, I've got another little book that I'll highlight that and be like, that cash was for this, this and this from the car boot on this date, this location. That goes away if anyone wants to see it. So I've got nothing to hide with that kind of thing. Yeah, but it doesn't warrant, I don't pay anyone to do it. I don't buy any special software. I've got a Monzo business account, which leads me nice onto a little plug where I have a load of links in my YouTube description. They're not like affiliate links as such. They're like referral links. So I do use Monzo as my business bank, which is really easy to use. You get a card, you still get a card, and you get it goes on your Google Wallet thing, so you can pay on your phone. But yeah, there's a referral link down there that if you sign up using my link, we both get a bit of money or something. There's different rules for a normal account or a business account. And there's some other links down there as well if you want to browse them afterwards. Yeah, so to answer that question, I don't use any accounts or software, but if your scale of the business is 10 times mine, then yeah, maybe you can't cope with it and it would warrant paying an accountant or whatever. It depends on the scale, I'd say. I'm talking a lot, I need a drink. It's very nice to see loads of comments going on. Retro Electrical Repair. Hello to you, how are we? Lee the Horse Whisperer. Right then, what else do I have on here? What did you do is full-time job? Done that one. Done that one. So over on Instagram, Drink and Dive Dumpster Divers. If you haven't checked their channel out, I'm sure you all in the chat know who they are. Go check them out, give them some support, check out their videos. They have some great finds dumpster diving. They asked another question on Instagram, which was, what was the most valuable item you've found in the dumpster and sold on eBay? So I had to open up my eBay on the computer and I had a bit of a browse through my sold items, sorted them from most expensive to least and started going through until I found something I got out the bin. And what it was a ring binder folder full of the sort of Polly Pockets, and it had a load of vintage Action Men comics in it, and they were labelled up for the charity shop for like 50p each. So I thought, oh, if they're 50p each there and there's 50, you know, might get 20 quid, 30 quid on that for eBay. And I took it, I got it home, did some research, and these comics were selling for £2-3 a piece. So I thought, oh, it's a bit better than I thought. but I couldn't find a lot of them on eBay. I was going to split them up, then I thought, no, I'll just flip it in one go. And I listed it and I put it on for £120, and there was 47 of them, so it worked out to like £2.50 a piece or something. And that same day, I think it was like a Sunday morning, someone sent an offer of £95, and I hadn't promoted the listing or anything like that, so I thought, yeah, I'll take that. And because Sunday evenings I take my post, I thought if they pay, I can wrap it up and get it away straight away, and I'll have the money tomorrow, so no messing about. So that would be the most expensive item I've taken from the dumpsters. Another interesting fact though, one of my videos, I did a video basically saying that I've earned £1,000 from rubbish, selling rubbish online. So obviously I track everything that sells, I sort of track what sells from dumpsters and things like that. And I added it all up and I did a bit of a video, dumpster diving video, explaining, yeah, I've made £1,000 from a business from selling rubbish that I've taken out the bins. And it's not all about the money like that. I don't sell everything that I take out. We might use it for ourselves. I might re-gift it if it's brand new or anything. I'll save it up for birthdays, Christmas, or I'll redonate it to some local charity shops that I know will sell it. Yeah, and I've redonated things to charity shops, and I know I've earned them, a few £100. That video said I've earned £1,000 and I've earned £200 for the charity, basically. Let's have a look at the chat again. I think I've done all the questions I've got written down. I've got one more that I'll come back to. I will just catch up what people are saying here. Get your questions in the chat. Yes. Apologies to hearing me shout. Yeah, so we've got a dog as well, and he gets a bit vocal if he sees a dog walking past out the window. Simba. I don't think he'll come up. He might do. Yeah, here he is. This is our cockapoo Simba. But he's just had a groom, so he's not very hairy. He was never curly like a cockapoo is anyway, so he's not got a lot of poodle in him. He's a lot more spaniel. Junie, questions. Have you found something you thought was amazing and worth a lot, but when you did your research, it was worth very little? I don't think so. Like, we talked about this earlier about being picky about what you take. Like, yeah, I've got a big car and a garage and space and that, but I still don't want to be storing stuff that I can't use. At the end of the day, a lot of stuff that they've thrown out is thrown out because it's broken or it's dangerous, it's missing parts and stuff. But then you will get shops that literally just get too much stock. They don't even look at it and just put the bags in there because they don't want to store it either. So I don't think I've had anything I've been like disappointed with. At the end of the day, if I'm getting it all for free, whatever it sells for is a bonus. Amazing find and sale. Yeah, I was very happy with that. Everyone going on about the dogs. Lee, the retro electrical repair. Dogs always want attention. Yeah, especially when you got a baby and we're giving him all the attention. I want a doggy. Limelight Vinty, did you have a good Q4? Have you set any targets for 2024? That's a good question. I did have a big push for Q4 in the run up to Christmas, and it was very busy. I didn't go on holiday mode over Christmas because we weren't going away. And with the bank holidays and that, I've got a 2-day dispatch time anyway. But yeah, with the bank holidays and stuff like that, I could manage. And I did quite well between Christmas and New Year. Yeah, I did some good numbers. So yeah, I had a push. Obviously, I was listing 5 items a day or whatever at least. and it definitely affects your sales on your store. These last couple of weeks have been a bit slower because I've been in the garage sorting things out, which is a video that's to come. Yeah, I've not been listing as much. I've just been sorting family life out on that. Any targets for 2024? Not really. I don't really tend to do that. I kind of just say carry on as I am, maybe just expand a bit. Like I said, in my garage, I'm trying to get everything sorted so I can work a bit more efficiently with my time. At the moment, it's a bit everywhere. So I'm sorting all my racking out. I'm sorting out a new station to test items, photograph them, things like that. Just generally tidy it up. I've bought a shed, so stuff that's not reselling related, I can get my bikes, a lawnmower, tools out the garage in there, and I can see what I'm doing a bit better. And yeah, if you're organized, then everything just runs a bit more efficiently. I can, do a bit more with my time. So that's my sort of target for 2024 as such. Okay, so another question I've got written down on my notes. Ever go full time? We've covered that. Where do you operate out of? A garage, a shed, a unit, and why? So at the moment I operate out of my garage, which is not attached to the house, but I've got the house, the garden, a driveway, and a garage. It's a single garage. It's a good size. It's dry, and yeah, when we bought the house, that was always going to be what it's used for, and it keeps it separate from the house. Like I said before, where we used to live, I had a decent shed in the garden, which again, it was dry and everything, but it wasn't as big, so I couldn't store as much, and I still did all my packaging and labels and stuff inside in a spare room. And it was a 3-story house, and that was at the top. So if I was selling stuff from the garage and it was big and heavy, I had to trace it upstairs, weigh it, print the label, package it and stuff. And now I'm in my car, it's into the garage, I test it, photograph it, sell it, package it, back into the car, and it's gone. Nothing comes through the house. So I'm enjoying that part of it. Yeah, would I ever expand or change where I work? I've always said if I can manage, then I'll stay as I am. Renting a unit is all right, I could do, but it's an expense that I don't need at the moment because I can manage. And yeah, the garage works for me, really. There is enough space in there if you use the space well, which is what I'm working on. I'll come back to the comments in a bit. We've been on nearly 45 minutes, which is good. I tend to answer questions and I tend to waffle on a bit, but it's all useful information, I hope. I just wanted to talk quickly about the next sort of videos I've got planned coming up on the channel, so it's a bit of a sneak peek. Next Sunday we have a video and it explains what I earn over an average sales weekend on eBay. So it shows what's sold. Like the videos I've done before, similar, but I go into a bit more depth about profit per item and all the fees at the end. And I took a certain weekend because I thought that's a sort of average weekend of sales, and then I come out at the end with the profit, so that's quite a good one. Enjoyed filming that. So that'll be next Sunday at 9 AM. And then I have 3 more videos in the pipeline. None of them are finished yet. One of them is all the improvements I'm making to the garage. I'm documenting that, building the shelves, moving things around so I can work a bit more efficiently, like I said. So that's going to be a video. We have got episode 2 of the vintage toys and games haul, which I still need to film. I've got all the boxes of stuff sat there. I'm just waiting for the time and the space in my garage to get it all out and do the video. So that'll be a good one. Episode 1 got quite a lot of views and people were really interested in that. And even after this one, there will be more to come. She's got loads more stuff, so it's a bit of an ongoing thing throughout the year, probably. Especially in the summertime, because they've got outbuildings and things, and there's all sorts in there. So in the better weather, I can get in there. And then as well, my dumpster diving videos tend to do quite well. So I've got another one of them coming up. It's going to be quite a long one, with clips from different days, and I'm going to try and go to some different places, like I said. And I've also got a chest mount, because what I've found at the moment is, because I go on my own, I'm filming with one hand, I've got a glove on in the other hand, and I start looking at stuff, and it's like I need both hands. So basically what I have to do is say to them, oh, I'll show you what I got afterwards, and then stop it, have a rummage through, and show you what I got in my car. So I've tried this chest mount out. It's really good. It's just like a sort of tripod thing for your phone, but you strap it around your body and you can adjust the angle, and it frees up both your hands, and you can carry on doing what you're doing, and it gets the same view as you're seeing. So similar, people have GoPros on their shoulder and stuff like that. Similar kind of thing, and it'll be useful in the garage as well when I'm packing orders and stuff like that. Just trying to get a different sort of perspective on it, like a first person perspective. So that's the next few videos you've got coming up, so something to look forward to, I hope. Let's take a look at the comments. Junie missed a question, did I? Let's go back. Oh, sorry. It's because I answered it and didn't read your full comment. Random one, what was your favourite TV programme as a kid? So I was born in 1998. I'm 25 now. Favourite TV programme? That's a difficult one. I don't think I wasn't massively into TV. Even now, like, I was never someone to sit down and watch a film, so I don't have a lot of film knowledge. TV program, I can't even think of something that was on regular that I'd watch. Bob the Builder, Postman Pat, them kind of things. Yeah, kind of like CBBC programs and that when I was a bit older, maybe. But I can't think of anything that I was always too busy doing something else. I was always like a hands-on playing with toys rather than sitting in front of a TV, to be fair. So yeah, I can't really think of anything that I'd watch regular when I was a kid. Excuse me. My throat's drying up because I've never talked so much. Okay. I have a pretty good routine with work-life balance. Yes. Do you feel you work loads and have less time for yourself? Yes, especially since we've had the baby. But that is the constant battle, getting the balance. It's knowing, should I go out and photograph some stock, or should I be in seeing to him, or, you just got to be careful you're not doing too much of one and not enough of the other. That's constantly in my head. Your wife doesn't have bags of stock in a living room? No, we've got a very tidy living room. I can shut the door in my garage and switch off until I sit down on the sofa and start scrolling through Vinted or something. Don't tell her that. But I don't mind that. You can have the telly on, you can have some Netflix on, and I can just be listening, and you're still chilled out. But like everyone will say, if you're part-time or full-time, you never stop. It's your life. It's your whole routine. It's not like you turn up to a job and go home. Even in your downtime, like we've said, you're scrolling through, you're looking in Facebook Marketplace, you're listing stuff, things like that. We are learning a lot, which is great. Alvin finds it very difficult to film when he goes diving on his own, trying to hold the camera. Yeah. Drink and dive. I've got your address. I will send you. I'll order you the same amount that I've got. I'll get it sent to you. They're not expensive, so I will order that and get it sent, and you can give it a go. Because you've supported me a lot, so it's a little gift from me. You've inspired me to make my workspace more efficient. I think it'll make a huge difference. That's what I was thinking. Rather than having stuff dotted about everywhere, I mean, I'm quite OCD with tidiness and being organized and stuff. So a lot of the time when I go in my garage, I'm literally just moving stuff about and reorganizing everything. But I really think you can work a lot more efficiently. You can sort of batch stuff out. You know, I've got all this to photograph, boom, boom, boom. I've got all this to skew away, do it all, you know, a lot more quicker. Bills and Moon, good morning. I hope we are well. Sorry, just got up. No problem. Make yourself a drink and yeah. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments. We have got 14 people watching, which is great. No problem, Lindsay. I'll get that sent. Alvin, it'll be a game changer. Trust me. It's really good. You clip your phone in, you can set a recording, and then that's it. Captures everything you see, and then you can edit your video when you get home. I found myself when it's dark filming. I set it to record and put the torch on my phone, put the flash on, and that's really good. Because I do have a hat with an LED, but yeah, the light on your phone was a bit brighter. You can hear Finley in the background. Wow, I've got a good microphone on my phone then. He's all right. He's not in any pain or anything. He'll just be getting fed. Lee doesn't misbehave, no. Nicola's got a cuppa, but Junie's still waiting for hers. That'll be so helpful for Alvin. Yeah, no problem. I will get that sorted. So yeah, after this live, I've got about 10, 11 orders to package up. I'm going to do that. I'll put them in my car, and then I tend to do that Sunday morning, and then I'll sort of have a bit of family time, and then in the evening I'll take them to my parcel shop, and they go in the evening so I can do a bit of dumpster diving or whatever while I'm out. But I might do that tonight, I might not. We'll see. I've got to be up early tomorrow for work, so because we travel and that, there's a lot of early starts, so I might just get home and have an early night. So that is all the questions. Sean is Mrs. Treasure Shed. She is. That's all the questions from the chat, guys, and that's everything I've got written down in my notes. If you have got any last minute ones, drop them in quick. It's been really nice to have you all here, keeping me company. Matthew Mills, do you have to keep much paperwork when doing your eBay taxes? I have covered this question on the live a bit earlier, if you want to watch it back, but basically the scale of my business, I manage with just having one business bank account, all my business money coming in, all my expenses going out, and I use them figures for my self-assessment. It's as easy as that. I do try and keep all the receipts. If I buy something in a shop, I'll try and keep as many receipts as I can. You can't always keep them all, but I try and keep all them. And if I have any cash expenses, I will note them down in a separate book as well, just to be fully transparent with that. So I hope that answers your questions. You guys will figure it out. Wonderful parents. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, we are getting there. He's developing every week as well, so, and we're learning new things every week, so. Does Mrs. Treasure Shed, that's quite hard to say, have much interest in your eBay and get involved? Yes. So she's currently on maternity leave still. So she will pick orders out, she'll pack orders and print labels and take things to the parcel shop for me, which really helps me out when I'm at work, which means I can come home and in the evenings I don't need to do it, or in the morning I don't need to do it. So she does help out as and when she can. Obviously during the day she's got the commitment with the baby, so I don't expect too much of her, but she does help. Does she have an interest? Yeah, I guess so, because it's going towards stuff for both of us. She understands why I'm doing it and stuff like that. She'll come around charity shops and things like that with me, no problem. Watch a stream back? Yeah, definitely do. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Check out all my other videos, loads of reselling content every Sunday. Drink and Dive, congratulations on your first live stream. Thank you very much. Been fantastic getting to know you. Yeah, that's the thing, like, putting out videos is okay, but with the live you feel like you're getting that sort of live interaction as such with the person. You get to put a face to the videos and see what they're like. So yeah, my wife had a C-section, so she had a lot of recovery from that, so obviously no lifting and stuff. So, and I had a bit more to help out with sort of Finley and looking after and stuff. So it is a constant battle, sort of balancing it, but we do manage, and yeah, we do all right. Limelight Vinter, yeah, moderators and stuff. I'm gonna have a bit of a chat with Lindsay from Drink and Dive. Obviously, I'm not using StreamYard. I've got no moderators or anything like that. I didn't even know I scheduled the live, but I had to figure out how to actually go live and stuff like that. So it's my very first one. So I will be doing a bit of research into StreamYard, seeing if that's worth doing or whether I just want to keep it like this. And yeah, definitely will be looking at sorting out the moderator thing. That's something else I need to learn. So thank you. Lee, Retro Electrical, well done in your first live, done really well. Thank you very much, appreciate that. Yeah, the C-section wasn't easy. She was in hospital for 7 days. It wasn't meant to be a C-section, but obviously he was quite big. He was 9'14", I think. I'm sure she'll correct me. Junie subbed me on her phone, but when signed in, had to resub. Oh, that's weird. Is your garage a single or a double, and is it attached to your house? It is a single and it's not attached, no. So the ones that aren't attached, I found, tend to be a bit bigger. You know, you get ones where the garage is inside the house and that, they tend to be a bit smaller. So it's a good size and it works for me. Yeah, that sounds good, Lindsay. Set up a meeting, show you around StreamYard. Yeah, appreciate that. So I think we're going to wrap up there, guys. Thanks for all your nice comments. Thanks for all your questions. I've enjoyed answering them. I hope you found out a bit more about me, a bit more about my business and that. And yeah, I hope people will watch this back. Check out my other reselling videos, like I've said. And yeah, thanks for joining me this Sunday morning. I will let you get on with your day, whatever you're up to. And yeah, we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care.